Yo, what up? This your boy Tim, aka T.O. Speaks.
And it's your girl Yami, aka Yam Speaks, and you are now tuned into
Love and Theology.
I know I've questioned many things in this world, but I never had to question your love. So I know one thing's for sure. I can put trust in a real love, your love.
For every mom who ever missed a meal so they would have enough to let their babies eat.
Yo, hey, babe, it feel like it's been a minute since we've been on. I don't know why.
Because most of it has been pre-recorded and we be trying to get down with these multiple episodes, these two-parters, but y'all be like, listen, give us these weekly joints.
So let me ask you this. How have, what is that?
Oh, you know what I was thinking about? Because we normally say one good thing,
yeah.
But this is kind of like a love, and it's theologically based. So I feel like we should change it to what's that thing called? Testimony.
I like that. What's your testimony for the last couple weeks?
Okay. So for me personally, last week was an amazingly busy and phenomenal week.
You was going in last week.
Last week was like crazy. For those of you who don't know, I wear many hats. I am a producer of podcasts, a content creator, like I do digital and branding consulting and things like that. So I got an opportunity to produce someone else's podcast, and that was kind of cool. Actually, it's like a co-producing kind of thing, so associate producing, whatever. But that was pretty cool. And then I substitute teach at a Christian school throughout the week, so that was kind of fun because my students be, I don't know, they be out here like looking for me. I was like,
happy to see you.
Yeah, for real. They also don't know my complete name because I don't want them like stalking me on social media. And I'd be like, B, what's your name, Mrs. B? What else? I had just come back from my silent retreat. That's one of my classes that I needed to do. For those of you who don't know, I'm a doctoral student. So I had just come back from that, and that was really, really cool for me.
I think we got to change the name to Dr. Yams be saying.
Yeah, you should be saying that. You know what I'm saying? Soon. But I got to also survive this program. So until further notice.
You just starting to get crunk too.
Yeah, no, it's, for real. It's not even at the beginning of it. But that's cool. What else? I got to sing. I sing also, and that was pretty cool. And like I got to sing with some Mav City folks. I
heard your solo. You sounded beautiful too.
I mean, that was just the sound check, but it was super dope. So that was cool. What else? We're the marriage ministry leaders, so we got to put on our first kind of program.
Shout out to Pastor Gerald and Pastor Tammy.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And it went very well. And then we preached on Sunday. And I mean, honestly, I've been like, you technically don't preach. You don't do it so that you can get like feedback necessarily. But you know what I'm saying? The ego, like, can I be honest? Like, we still want to know, how did it go? Or did people really internalize what we were trying to say? Or did we convey what we were trying to say?
You know, after people preach, you like, hey, you did a good job. They always say, glory to God.
You don't know what else to say. Yeah, it's just weird.
I just said thank you, man.
I don't even know if thank you is appropriate. That's why I be like, I don't know. I be stumbling on my word, but glory to God. I think I do defer to like churchy lingo. But it's God be praised. And I just be like, I don't know what else to say. Anyway,
what if like with me, after we preach and I say thank you. You know why? Because I feel like, man, I already gave God the glory. I think God would even be like, man,
you can say thank you.
Like,
it's okay to say thank you.
Man. I believe we just get caught up and like we always talk about that. Don't want to be human no more.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, like when we preach, because we preach together. So when we did it, like we said, I was like, the ego in us, we want y'all to talk back to us, talk back good, let us know that you getting it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see my hands all moving.
Right.
But Yeah, but at the same token, you know what I'm saying? We also don't want to sound so egomaniacal. I don't even know if I'm using it appropriately, but
egotistical
or whatever, you know, and make this about us. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not about us.
It really ain't. But that was my testimony. Okay, so we'll change the segment to testimony, whatever. Testimony time.
Testimony week.
Yeah. So you.
What was my testimony from last week? Was just man, it just really was a good week. It was a smooth week for me, you know.
Bro, you're not gonna talk about I know I'll be hazing you about this, but you're not gonna talk about the fact that Otis Mouse commented on your picture.
I mean, yeah, Otis Mouse did that.
Dr. Otis Mouse.
Dr. Professor Hermeneutic extraordinaire.
that you're getting ready, that we're going to speed through this episode so that you can go to his class.
I mean, that's always a good thing, you know. I mean, I think that's my testimony for this whole month or something. That I got to sit up under the tutelage of Dr. Otis Mouse.
That's pretty dope.
But you know, preaching, that was pretty dope, man. You know me, I have a fear of speaking in front of people, so it felt good. I know that I overcame that fear, so I'm excited to see what God has to do. You know.
All right. So I guess today, as far as topics are concerned, you said that we would be kind of discussing how it feels to have to preach together.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess, I don't know, what's the title? It's going to be like Storytime. Storytime with the Barnetts, okay?
But now, like for me, like that whole, for some reason when I have to put a message together, I don't get it to like the final hour, man. I don't know because I procrastinate or what, but
as your wife in this involvement, I feel confident in saying that you are procrastinating. Let me tell y'all something. Okay, so Tim, for Dr. Otis Moss's class, he records his session. So and of course, Tim is not the type of person, like Tim is the type of person that, like when he learns something, he wants you to also learn with him, which is not how I run. I'm pretty much an internalized. Like most people think that we're like different. Like I'm the extrovert and Tim is the introvert when it's actually opposite. I'm very much like in my mind. I know how to be extrovert. I'm a pastor's kid.
You know what I'm saying? True introvert. Yeah, I am. Straight up. I believe what happened is people gave a new title to being an introvert.
Fine. Okay. Whatever. My point is that most introverts process things internally, which you don't. You externally process it, which is why I'll call myself an ambivert.
You say I process stuff externally and you internally.
Right. So for him, like if he learns something, we all got to learn something. This is mean about like being married to a pastor, how like you always got to sit through sermons and stuff like that. That's not how I roll, but that's definitely how he rolls. Like we got to hear.
I come home. Like, let me show you something.
And one of the reasons why I don't even like sitting next to him in church is because of that same reason. We'll be sitting next to each other, listening to someone else deliver a word, and he'll be like, well, let me tell you what God told me. And I got to tell him, I was like, bruh, first of all, ain't nobody trying to hear what you got to say. What are they saying? That's how I process information. Anyway, so this is one of the few things that he actually shared that I was just kind of like, okay, good. Finally, you're sharing something practical for me, because Dr. Otis Moss was going through how to kind of like the processes for constructing a sermon throughout the week or something like that, right? So in it, he gave like kind of a step, like a Monday step and a Tuesday step or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I just learned this stuff. Let me go ahead and practically apply it and see if it works for my livelihood. So I'm not in the class. And I'm taking the stuff that this man has said, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to use it for this week because this week is really chaotic, so it's going to help me kind of center myself and whatever. So by the time Wednesday come, I have already formulated what things I could possibly say.
She had already wrote 3 sermons.
But that's because, those are the two. That's also the difference between you and me, right? Because I am a manuscript type of preacher. So I can read stuff and still give it to you the way that you need it to give, whereas that don't necessarily work for you. Anyway, by Wednesday, I think I for the most part, all I needed to do was go back and like kind of internalize.
By Wednesday, she was resting and sleeping.
Yes.
By Wednesday, I was getting started.
Right. I was like, this man has said, what is the boy to send to this man class if you ain't even gonna do what he say you supposed to do?
But I did that.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but your process, like he was talking about, like maybe he wasn't talking about like you specifically dedicated
Monday, right? Our Monday is the only day.
But your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of ran within the ninth hour.
He said that it don't have to end on Monday.
And then yes, but he also didn't say to start on Saturday.
but even regardless, for some reason I don't get it until the end. I don't know why, man. I think what my problem is, God, for me. I believe that he has to just allow the Holy Spirit to speak. Because what happened, I started becoming too technical. This is what I learned in school. This is what it means. Don't let the Holy Spirit. That's why I really can't write a message out. Because I'm gonna go straight from manuscript and I'll be done preaching in 10 minutes.
but here's the point that I'm trying to illustrate. Because what I feel like I got from what he was saying, right, Dr. Otis Monson,
it was really good.
Which was to let it ruminate in you for a bit.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying.
And use it like so you'll kind of land on last minute, or like, oh, God ain't speaking to me or whatever. But you hadn't opened up
God to speak
right. You hadn't opened up the door so that he and truth be told, I'm a little more that's me being practical, right? That's the kind of student I am. So like I like to get things done at the top. Like we talked about a couple episodes ago, I have already, like, the semester was...
She in week 5 of a 15-week semester. She already doing work.
But that's how I think, because I already knew. I was like, man, March, April, May is going to be, like, crazy. So let me just go ahead and wrap up everything I need to do. Even now, God had to release me to release my papers. I ain't going to lie to you. Because I was sitting there...
You already turned them in?
Not all of them. Like, I've turned in half of them at this point. And like I'm maybe one or two ahead of them, but I was kind of like, even though they have been written, I need to see some of my grades come back so I can make sure that I'm in line. This is how I process things.
How they been looking? How they graded anything?
I've been the stuff that I've gotten back have been A's.
You haven't gave a testimony for this semester yet, because last time you like, oh, the teacher's in.
No, I mean, but that was this semester. That was the same semester.
Oh, okay.
Because one of my papers came back and it was already
That's right,
good.
that was at the top of the semester.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so let me wait until the second. Once I got that paper back, I submitted the next one.
Okay.
And I was trying to wait until I got that graded, but I was like, man, these deadlines are running close together. I feel like I'm going to forget. So let me just go ahead and submit a bulk load of them that I'm okay with. And that way, if there's something I need to correct at the latter part of the semester, I can just work a little harder to build it up. Yeah. That's just how I process things.
Let me ask you this, though. With the process, with our chaotic process of preaching together, how do you think it came together on Sunday?
I thought it went well. I thought there's a regimented system that I have and a free flowing system that you have that allowed us to connect in some way.
You know what I realized it is? It's all about knowing the scripture too, man. If you know it, preaching together, you can flow together, and that's how I felt like it went. Like we both knew the text, we knew the context of the text. And so we just flowed, man. I really enjoyed it.
I think, see, and that's where I did, like, and I think we said that when we were preaching, where, like, Tim and I had two different styles of how, like, we approach something. I'm always going, every time, if you ever looked at any time that I've ever preached, right, singularly or whatever, I'm always going to give you the history. I'm going to build you up.
Right.
Until we get to some sort of crescendo and then kind of, like, fall into my points. That's how it works for me. That's kind of cool with me. You come in like fire. It's like the scripture has been read. Yo, let me tell you what the Lord is telling me about this.
But even then, if you notice, I gave a little context too. I say, Marcus, because if you look at Mark, right? Because we preach from Mark, right?
Right.
Mark is, outside of the other gospels, is a moving gospel, man.
No, it was, and you had
a moving gospel.
I'm not saying you didn't have excellent points. I'm just telling you how I process it. I'm going to give you it's a song for me. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying?
You have a cadence when you preach. Like your cadence is boom, boom.
Like,
boom,
okay,
boom,
so
boom,
if you're listening to like
she like the Jay-Z of preachers, she a rapper.
No, I'm gonna give a different example. Give like Boyz II Men, right? If you listen to Boyz II Men singing, they always gonna kind of like mellow you out, and then at the peak of their conversation, they gonna throw Wanye in it. So that, he can do whatever he needs to do and then land like that. That's kind of how I feel like I kind of roll. I build you up. Where I think your strength is, though, is that you're giving solid points where it don't need that. You know what I'm saying? And your voice carries a little stronger. So even when you emphasize points, the strength in your voice, I think, gives like essence to the points. Whereas my voice, if I get too loud or too kind of caught up, it gets a little squeaky. It's like that squeakiness is not going to be as effective.
Okay.
So it's more like
so you're saying I'm like the Casey that just come in. Ooh yeah.
Yeah. Casey and JoJo. Yeah, you just be out here. You just like you start here, and you go further, and then the song just ends. You drop.
So you just telling me I went all the way in like that's.
If you look at it, you started off really strong.
But I thought I was at the right time.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying that what worked for I think it works for you. It just doesn't work for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
And then to me, preaching together is like I don't know how you feel, but it's not ideal or the easiest thing for me.
For me, it's the easiest thing. It's easy because I can talk all day. Because like I said, with me, I notice like if I write out stuff, if I have to preach by myself, I'm gonna have to do better than that. I'm gonna have to have points to carry the sermon a certain length, right? So, I know that you're gonna do the work. And all I gotta do is know the text. Because I know the text. One thing I do believe I know what can be known.
I want y'all to hear what he's saying. This is the makeup of how this relationship works. I know she gonna do the work.
No, that ain't what I was meaning, really. Once I saw you right on Tuesday, when I saw this 3-page report you had, I said, she did the work. All I got to do is learn this text, man. That's it.
It's ridiculous.
Because both of us couldn't have an introduction. You see what I'm saying?
Both of us could have had an introduction.
No, it just wouldn't have went right. Now we got two different types of introductions.
No, but
two types of context.
But this is exactly. See, let me tell you how he's sitting there trying to give it off. This is how we played it. Because I said when I introduced how we were going to flow, I said that we have two different perspectives. We're gonna give you a twofer.
You did. Two
different perspectives in order to come to a collective point, so that y'all could also have space to allow God to do His thing with you. So we were giving an option, but we were also leaving room for you to go ahead and ruminate with that text. Ruminate with what we said and come to your own conclusion. So we could have easily had two introductions.
Yeah, I just don't know. I was listening to my great mentor, Dr. Otis Thompson.
Lord, I hope this man, listen, at this point, this man is probably, he is actually written
I bet I'm like, man, this dude right here.
Stalker. Somebody save
this dude
me.
Called me a mentor. Hey,
I don't even know his name for real.
I ain't pointed to this man's life not one time. But he been mentoring me through YouTube for long.
Oh God!
I know his sermons, man.
That is not what a mentor is. Somebody help you.
But no, anyway.
But I think but to your point, I'm always going to be over prepared. I always, every single time, even in the process. Right now, we are in the process of trying to eventually move, right, and doing the stuff that we're doing for that.
The enemy is trying to hold it up.
I don't know if it's the enemy. I think that this is the plan that they already knew that they were going to do.
That's all. And you know what's so bad about it? And we getting off topic, but
I'm not trying to.
No, I'm just saying I'm gonna move from this. What's upsetting about it is they doing what they want to do. But the problem is now we're so far in, we can't be like, we're done. We're going somewhere because we have to start all the way over.
I am that mean. They'll be like, you ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to. But my point in saying that is that in the process of waiting for what we're waiting for, I've been packing. I have asked this man here to do several levels of packing that he has not even committed to do.
You know why? I have to take time off.
Because you ain't got faith.
I don't have time. Baby, I come here, I work. My hours of work, and then during the week I gotta find time to get schoolwork.
What I do?
You do too, babe. But I'm just saying, for me, I have to. It's just different. I'm somewhere for 8 hours. You know what I mean? So then when I come back, I got schoolwork, and you got heavy schoolwork. But
I have heavy schoolwork. I'm mostly managing Tabitha, our daughter.
But I'm just saying,
plus the hazing that I experienced from working with these creatives on a regular basis, and most of the stuff that we do together, I've been managing.
I'm not comparing it. I'm just saying what it is for me.
I'm just saying. Also, I just want you to pack. If you had faith, huh? My point is, we're gonna be in the 9th hour. He's gonna be scrambling to toss things and stuff, and I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be in a moving truck. I'm gonna be in a new house. He gonna still be over here packing.
Might be, but we got the house. I know where I'm going. But no.
And that's what preaching is like with the both of us. But for the most part,
that's right, man. Yeah, that was actually pretty good because I know where I'm going.
That's how you roll it. If you see Tim looking to the side, it's because the TV is on and he's not focused on what we're supposed to be doing.
No, that's actually not what I'm doing. My neck had a crook in it.
Twice.
Yeah, that's why I keep.
And so like this too.
Yeah, that's why I keep.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so any other thoughts?
Yeah, I personally think that you did very, very well. I'm gonna let everybody know that.
You always do that. You always do that in a way that's almost self-deprecating. And
Why you say that?
Because it doesn't land for you to acknowledge that you. There's this meme going around now. I talk in memes, right? But there's this video about this black man.
Hold on. Let's put a pin right there. You say you talking memes?
I talk in memes. I do. Because they help illustrate the point so well. There's this meme of this dude, this black guy who used to be some sort of janitor at a hospital, but he got matched to one of his hospitals. He kept going around saying, "I'm proud of you, black man. I'm proud of you, black man. I'm proud of you, black man."
You said he got matched to a hospital. What do you mean? That didn't tell nothing.
I'm sure someone else did. Understand? Matched to a hospital meaning like he's like working to be a doctor or whatever. So I can't think of the appropriate terminology, but he's like on that path or whatever. Okay. So he got matched to a hospital, wow. And I guess he was thinking about his life from where he started to where he's at now, like graduating from school and then being matched to the hospital or whatever.
He was a janitor at the hospital.
At a hospital, right. Apparently. So he was celebrating how proud he was for himself. I'm saying to you in the same way that you need to do that. You need to apply that same principle to yourself. Like what you do is divert to me.
No, baby. What you see is me celebrating you.
But you also haven't acknowledged yourself. I'm fine with it.
No, I have though. You just haven't seen it. That's what I'm saying. So
I'm talking about for the purposes of what we're doing today.
No. What you're saying is a good point. But I'm saying when I tell you that you did well, that doesn't mean I'm trying to not acknowledge. I already have.
Okay. So talk about yourself.
I did well. I mean, it's still a lot to see. I come up differently. I played football. I was a great football player, right? Honestly, but even after the game, I would always say I got to get better. That's just how I do. I always, no matter what I do, I have to get better. So
you're therefore validating my point, which is not completely acknowledging that you've done well.
That don't mean that I didn't say I didn't do good after the game. I saw my good points, but I said
completely acknowledge.
Right. I believe that what she's saying is not wrong. However, what I'm saying is this. No, what I'm saying is that I still see where I can improve it.
No, and vice versa. Right. So, like, because even when you're saying that to me, I'm thinking about, like, kind of points that I made that could have been stronger or gaps where could have been filled with more substantive gaps. Mm-hmm. But it's also a learning process. I don't think that we're going to get it right every single time. And I don't think it's made for us to get it right every single time. And honestly, if there's not a little bit of anxiety going up to present a word every time, like I think that at that point we've been caught up in self.
But I don't know, weird, man. Sunday was the only time I was really calm. Oh, you know what I mean? For the first time. But what you're saying is right. So I was actually struggling with that. Like, man, I'm too calm. You know what I mean?
Well, or no, that's just how you process things. I mean, my point, the anxiety. I'm not talking about like you're shaking in your boots anxiety. I'm talking about just this reverence for the fact that we're getting ready to deliver, right. A construct to people right. that could either have, affecting their lives positively or negatively. Right. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like, shaking in your boots, nervousness, dry mouth, that kind of thing.
We're talking about reverence for the word and what
what you're getting ready to do. If at the point where it becomes too like simplistic or there's not enough thought put into it for me, then that means that I need to reevaluate my position about what I'm doing.
And I would tell you, like for me, one of the biggest things that I struggle with when delivering the word is that hoping that you're not saying nothing wrong that's gonna hurt nobody. So it's so much for me. It's so much having reverence for God and what we're doing that you just want to do it right so somebody can be, get something from it. I think that's the biggest thing I struggle with. That's why it took so long for me to walk into it, to be honest with you guys. I felt like I don't know enough. I'm not going to.
But that's the thing about being a minister. Being a minister, like that Sunday word is a thing, right? And that's the rock star part of it, right? But the real effect is how you handle people on a day-to-day basis. I think people are more receptive to hearing whatever we have to say because we've taken the time to actually do the due diligence behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Because, the truth be told, we don't know what people need to be. We don't know what everybody in the congregation need to hear, right?
Right.
We don't know that. All we can do is, let God lead and hope that it lands on somebody. And you know what I saw? It really did. Did you notice that? It landed on some people.
But it was the combination of whatever we said and the work that we've been doing behind the scenes. That's just how I feel about it. That like the most effective ministers are not the ones who are not necessarily, or maybe, I don't know. My thought is that they're not the ones who are, necessarily breaking down that word. Yeah, that has an effect. But like, how do you handle like people on a day-to-day basis? That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like, can somebody come talk to you about, I don't know, whatever they're going through and know that they can talk to you in confidence? So, I mean, I think both of them plays in a role with being able to effectively deliver a message. Like how people respond to you is based off of how they've been able to interact with you.
And too, I think too, you can prepare a message. We both prepare a message coming from a theologically sound basis. We want to exegete the text, right? But what's funny?
Sure it's dirty. Okay, go ahead.
No, what's funny?
Just clean this too. Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying what really it is, we want to come theologically sound. We want to exegete the text. But also, if you got to know your crowd. If it's not going to hit your crowd like that, by giving so much, background and doctrine and exegeting text, it's not going to do nothing for them.
Right. You got to be able to pivot at a moment's notice because everybody can't respond to all that big language or big talk.
But I think it still worked out perfectly. You know what I mean? So, so all in all, I think this is going to be a tandem me and you preaching together.
I think we're getting there as far as being in sync, and that part I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? But the other part.
Okay, yeah.
I like it. It's cool.
It's cool. I enjoyed it.
I thought we did okay.
I think we did well. I had fun.
It was cool.
I like the way you threw your head back in how you ended.
What
you say?
Pentecostal look. You know what I'm saying?
And then she dropped the mic on. I'm like, oh, we're done.
I was like, let's wrap this up. Okay, guys, it's time to go now. Like, how long have we been up there?
I didn't know if Tammy had sent you a signal or something.
No, I was just kind of at the point, because at some point we were kind of like, we were circling back to some of the same things.
Same points, yeah.
And we needed to close it. We needed to circle and finish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, let's round this up.
Yeah. So it was good. So, hey, that's our topic for this week, man.
That's it for this week. Yo, if you guys have any questions, comments, or things that you kind of want us to tackle or talk about, please shoot it to us. We do have some maybe potential guests that we're looking to bring on again. Not for no two-parter because y'all be like, come on.
One of them didn't really get no traction.
All right, I was like, come on, guys, just do it in one episode, and that's cool. But roll with us.
Buy our merch, man. God,
oh yeah, also buy our merch.
Come shop with your boy.
Like, subscribe, share it to the whole wide world. They can find us here at the Love and Theology Podcast. Yo, we need your comments as well, man. Rate us a 5 and comment so that we can become discoverable.
Hey, can I throw a caveat for LisaMarie?
You have 34 seconds.
Hey, look. The election is coming around the corner for Gwinnett County Solicitor General. So go vote. Remember this name, LisaMarie Bristol. She's a sister, a mother, a sister, a mother, and she is actually brilliant. She's going to do a good job. So when you get out and vote, go vote for LisaMarie Bristol for your next Solicitor General.
For Gwinnett County.
Gwinnett County.
All right. Until next time.
I know I've questioned many things in this world, but I never had to question your love. So I know one thing's for sure. I can put trust in a real love, your love.
For every mom who ever missed a meal so they would have enough enough to let their babies eat. Fathers who grind every day to provide more than good advice. Charlie Sheen, take it, everything you gotta take to bring the bacon home and put it on the table. You are not forgotten, legacies are made in our darkest hours. God is watching, keep your faith. Don't bend, don't fold. There's a lyric I quote, tell me trouble don't last always. There's a Christ I know who revives the soul of the one who lose their way. Pursue the one who promised us a peace of mind. I tried to fly high on my choice of vice, but then I found Christ was the road to life.